JankyMind.com brings you the summary of the book, DEI Deconstructed, Your No-Nonsense Guide to Doing the Work and Doing It Right, by Lily Zheng. Introduction. Welcome to DEI Deconstructed. This handy guide takes you from the world of theories straight into the real, sometimes chaotic, world of work. It's like a treasure map that shows you how to make your company a place where everyone feels like they belong, has the same chances, and can be their true selves. Why DEI matters more than ever. Not too long ago, people didn't think much about diversity, equity, and inclusion, DEI. But now it's a big deal for companies and everyone else. Everyone's talking about making real changes, but it's tough to actually make them happen. Breaking down DEI. Diversity is like a party invitation list. It's not just about asking different kinds of people. It's about making sure the party really speaks to everyone. Equity is about making sure everyone can get to the party and have a good time once they're there, no matter where they're coming from. Inclusion is the feeling you get when you're at the party and everyone's glad you're there. You can dance to your favorite song and you feel like you truly fit in. Making DEI real. It's not enough to just talk about DEI. You've got to walk the walk. Lily Zheng's book, DEI Deconstructed, is like a toolbox that helps you build a place where everyone can thrive, with the right attitude and the right tools. Let's dive in and see how to make DEI a part of our everyday work life. Chapter 1. The Power of Trust in Shaping Strategy. Ever wonder what it takes to really change a company? It's not just about having good ideas. The secret ingredient is trust. Think of trust as the money you use to make changes happen. If you've got lots of trust, you can make big moves without having to ask everyone's permission. But if people are feeling skeptical, even the best plans won't work. So, how do you know if people trust you? It's all about their vibe. In a place where trust is high, people don't second-guess the boss. They're patient and believe things are done for the right reasons. If trust is so-so, you'll hear more questions and doubts. And where there's little trust, it's tough. People are suspicious and think any talk about diversity or equality is just for show. Now let's see how trust levels change the game for diversity efforts. In a trusting company, leaders have real power. They start by making sure everyone knows what's expected. Bosses have to be on board and ready to support the diversity plan. Managers need to give good advice and help their teams handle any tough spots. And the HR folks should work with anyone who wants to help. Then it's time to check out how the company's doing with diversity. This means looking at numbers and talking to people to find out what's going well and what's not. For example, if promotions aren't fair, or if interviews show that some folks are being treated unfairly, it's time to make some changes. Next, leaders turn all this info into a strong reason for change that fits with what the company stands for. They might say, hey, we had to focus on making money at first, but now we're doing well. So let's make sure everyone's happy and included. This helps everyone get why things are changing and gets them excited about a nicer workplace. After that, it's all about trying new things and listening to what people think. Maybe they'll make hiring fairer or reward managers for bringing in diverse talent. Even small stuff, like sharing office chores, can lead to bigger changes later. As they try out these ideas, it's important to cheer for every win and keep pushing for more diversity. Every success builds more trust, which means they can do even more cool stuff later. With patience and effort, leaders can use all the good vibes they've earned to make the company a fairer place for everyone. In a workplace where no one trusts each other, people become very negative and only look out for themselves. They don't believe in working together because they think it won't work. In such places, change can't come from the top. It has to start with the people who don't usually have power. Leaders should let these groups lead the change by giving up some control, saying sorry for past mistakes, and listening to what they want. It might seem strange, but supporting these groups is the best way to fix things. When leaders just do things to tick boxes, employees notice and stay negative. But if leaders actually do something meaningful, it can change how employees feel. To really make a difference, leaders need to keep giving more power to their teams and admit when they're wrong. This is how trust can start to grow again. Chapter 2. Laying the groundwork for real change. Lately, people have noticed that some companies talk a big game about diversity, but don't really change much. So how can a company truly make diversity, fairness, and inclusion part of its core? Step 1. Don't just copy what everyone else is doing. Take a good look at your own company first. What's really going on? Why aren't things as diverse or fair as they could be? Once you know the real issues, then you can start fixing them in a way that makes sense for your company. Step 2. Start with a solid base. This means having a clear plan for diversity that fits with what your company is all about. If your company is great at working together, make diversity about teamwork. Make sure everyone knows the plan and uses what's worked before to make it happen. Step 3. Be accountable. When you set goals for diversity, make sure there's a way to check if you're hitting them. One idea is to link the money leaders make to how well they do in hiring a diverse team. Step 4. Be open. Share more than just the basic numbers. Tell people how much everyone gets paid, how long they stay, and what they think about the company. And don't just brag about the good stuff. Talk about the times things didn't go so well, too. Step 5. Make diversity a part of everything in the company. Have experts in your top team, and make sure everyone is working towards the same diversity goals, whether they're hiring new people, making products, or talking to the public. Remember, the big bosses and special groups in the company should keep an eye on things, but everyone has a part to play. When everyone is involved, diversity becomes a natural part of the company that can handle changes over time. It might seem tough to get started, but focus on what your company already does well and build from there. Think about it. Where does your company already make a difference? Chapter 3. Climbing the ladder, one step at a time. So, your company's got a plan for diversity and inclusion. What's next? It's time to make sure everything from hiring to promotions is done right. Hiring. Keep it real. If your job ads look too perfect, people might think you're hiding something. Some studies say too much talk about diversity actually leads to hiring fewer diverse people. Why? Because when non-white folks mention their race, they end up facing more bias. So be honest about your company culture, even the not-so-great parts. Community engagement. Don't just look at diverse candidates as numbers. Get to know their communities and offer something valuable. That way, you'll find people who are really interested and fit the job well. Watch out for always picking people from the same background, like only guys, white folks, or those from fancy schools. That won't help diversity. Fair hiring practices. Make sure everyone's got a fair shot. Use the same interview questions and scorecards for everyone. Set goals for how diverse your candidate pool should be. Identity matters. Be careful with trying to hide people's identities on resumes. Sometimes it can backfire, like if you miss out on understanding someone's full story. Teach your hiring team to think deeper about who people really are. Take your time. Good hiring takes effort and patience. If you rush, you'll miss out on finding a diverse team. Give your people the time and tools they need to do it right. Promotions. Once you've got a diverse team, make sure everyone can move up. Give people chances to show off their skills with big projects. But don't forget the small stuff, like who has to take notes in meetings. Make sure that work gets shared fairly. Transparency. Be clear about how people can get promoted. Share the rules and talk about it often. Consider automatically putting people up for promotion after they've been around for a while. Avoid bias. Even with rules, bias can sneak in. Stick to the promotion criteria and train your team to be fair. Help out employees from different backgrounds with mentors and sponsors to speed up change. Feedback. Think of feedback as a tool for growth, not just criticism. Train everyone to give and receive feedback well. Use surveys, suggestion boxes, and quick reviews to hear what people think. Managers should give advice that fits each person's situation and background. Leadership. Bosses should ask for tough feedback, not just wait for it. This shows everyone it's safe to talk about hard stuff. Conflict. When there's a problem, focus on fixing things, not just punishing. Anonymous reports can help people speak up without fear. Think of arguments as chances to learn and get better. Work-life balance. Let people work in ways that fit their lives, like flexible hours or working from home. Praise teams that do well with this to show it's a good thing. Don't let work take over everyone's life. Leaders should set the example by not working all the time. Benefits. Make sure your benefits help all kinds of people. Offer support for mental health, health care that includes everyone, extra holidays, and make your place easy for everyone to get around. Sometimes you'll need to figure out what someone needs and make it happen. The big picture. Good diversity practices take work and careful thought. But if you do it right, you'll create a place where everyone can do their best. And that's how you get a team that's creative, productive, and close-knit. Final summary. Creating a workplace where everyone is valued and has the same opportunities isn't just about wanting to. It's about taking action. Every company is different, so the plan must be too. Leaders are the guides. They set goals that can be checked and make sure everyone knows who's responsible for what. To really move forward, everyone from the top down has to believe in the plan. Sometimes, this means giving a louder voice to those who aren't heard enough. In the end, fairness and respect should be a part of everything a company does. It's tough, but if done right, everyone wins. About the author. Lily Zheng knows how to make workplaces better for everyone. They give advice, talk about it, and have even written a book called Reconstructing DEI to show leaders how to do it right. We have reached the end of this audiobook summary. To read the full book, check out the link in the description. Your purchase will support us to create more summaries for you. This summary was created by Janky Mind, your reliable guide to learning and growth. Please like, comment, and share your insights on the book. Thank you for watching.